Justin Fuente, welcome to Blacksburg, welcome to the ACC, and welcome to one of the more difficult schedules in the conference, and certainly a more difficult schedule than Justin Fuente has ever seen on a Memphis schedule. It belongs to Virginia Tech in 2016. Okay, Mark Rogers TV reviewing every schedule, all 67 in Power 5 conference football. So that's 64 plus the three major independents, Army, Notre Dame, and BYU. All right, the Hokies at number 47, sixth ranked in the ACC. So who do they play out of conference? Very difficult. Two of the more difficult teams to play out of conference, and this ranks right up here in regards to a non-conference pair. Tennessee, that game, of course, the battle at Bristol on September 10th, game number 2 for the Hokies, and at Notre Dame. So the Notre Dame contract with the ACC has really upped the ante in regards to schedule difficulty for a lot of ACC teams, as Notre Dame takes on 5 from the ACC each and every season. So it's Virginia Tech's turn to take on the Irish in South Bend, and that game comes up on November 19th, late date to take on the Irish, who could be playing for a college football playoff spot. So Virginia Tech, very difficult out-of-conference scheduling here. Tennessee and Notre Dame ranks right up there with anybody in college football. Who do they play in the other division? This is what weights down Virginia Tech's schedule, and they have nothing to do with this. But who do you play in the other division? Clemson, Florida State, who do they play? Well, they don't play either Clemson or Florida State, and it's a very top-heavy division, unlike any other in college football. Virginia Tech has BC and Syracuse, the two probably lightest touches, along with Wake in the other division. Virginia Tech also plays in a very marginal division. The two best teams, Miami and North Carolina, are fringe top 25 clubs, and they play the likes of course, Pitt, Duke, Virginia, and so forth. Georgia Tech as well. The toughest stretch for the Hokies, late October into the first week of November against Miami, Pitt, and Duke. That's the toughest stretch we can find for Virginia Tech. Most of their difficult games are spread out, so they don't have some kind of 5-game gauntlet that they have to run through. That's the 3 toughest games that you can find on the schedule back to back to back. Miami, at Pitt, and Duke on November 5th on the road. All right, Virginia Tech. Credit for scheduling tough, although you had nothing to do with the Notre Dame selection, of course. That's the ACC contract. But Tennessee and Notre Dame out of conference. But on the flip side, the light touch in the other division and taking on BC and Syracuse. Virginia Tech, you've got schedule number 47th in college football, number 6 in the ACC. Let's talk it up right here on Mark Rogers TV.